And we are back from our break. So last we left off, Mr. Seamus was chasing after Angelica as she whiffed in, gave you a possible thread of a job opportunity that you may undertake with Master Wolf back in town, and then she quickly escaped from your grasp. So she is out of the picture. Before we move any further, I know this is probably going to be one of your favorite things to do. Seamus, I need you to roll me 5d10.
All right. Do you want me to call them out as I roll them, or just...
Just give me the total.
Okay. Alright, let's see here. A lot of high and really low.
Okay.
Let me add them up here. Uh, 26 total.
You have 26 brass in your coin pouch.
Yeah! 26.
Mr. Wolf.
Oh, yeah, my
roll
turn.
me 2d10.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Let's see here. That's 6.
You're the proud owner of 6 brass in your rather roomy coin pouch.
Yes, super spacious.
There's lots of room to grow there. Yes. Okay, so with that out of the way, that is your starting income for this adventure so far for both of you. On that sad note, we will leave Mr. Seamus, and we are appearing with Mr. Wolf. Marius, you slowly open your eyes and you awake in bed. You are currently in the Thaggy. You recognize the roof. This is where you spent the night. You may or may not have done some heavy drinking the night before. But, I mean, you're Marius Wolf. You recover quick. And you're laying in bed, and there is a naked woman laying next to you. You can see the long, well-kept, curling blonde hair of Miss Sarah. She's got one leg looped over you, and she's completely asleep. What would you like to do?
Probably savor the moment for a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then try to gently get out of bed.
Say what?
And gently get out of bed.
Gently? Okay.
Yeah, without trying to wake her.
Make me a stealth check, please.
Oh, boy. Let's see here. Well, that's not going to be good. 65 out of 26.
Yes. Do you want to re-roll it?
No, I do not.
Okay, fine. So you go to slip out from under Sarah. The covers are covering all her important areas, of course, for all those listening. You go to slip out underneath, and you violently nudge her leg as you're sitting up, and she and kind of looks up at you.
Sorry, dear. I was just trying to get the morning started without waking you.
And she Marius, come back to bed. Thordoom gave me the day off, and I want to spend it right here with you.
Well, the thought does sound appealing. And Sigma helped me for thinking otherwise, but my purse is rather slim as of late. I've got about 6 brass to my name. I was thinking about trying to get an early start and talk to Brandyfoot, see about possible work.
And she will... You always talk about work. And she bites her lip and just gives you this look. And I need you to make a cool test to resist her charm effect.
Charm effect.
Oh, yeah. She's trying to charm you in here. She doesn't want you to leave.
So I rolled a 12 out of a 51.
51. How many degrees is that?
Almost 4.
4.
Technically 3.
Here's the funny thing. Sarah is also a very... Well, no, cool doesn't count. Sarah is also a very attractive woman. And similar to you, she can use the second number of her charm roll here as her success level.
Success roll?
Which is 9 successes. So as she bites her lip and just looks at you, you feel a ridiculous urge to not leave this room. And as much as you're trying to fight your animal instincts, you're just overcome, and you rather vehemently jump back into bed with her. And a few hours are wasted. Well, are they wasted, though?
Okay.
A few hours pass,
Sure.
I suppose. I suppose. Before we see Marius stumbling down the stairs, sweat across his brim. He's kind of like buttoning his shirt. He's going down the stairs of the Thaggy, and as you almost get to the bottom. Ah, Marius, my boy! You hear the bellowing roar of Thordoom Amberbelly across the bar. He's standing on his stool. He's shining a glass, just looking at you.
Amberbelly! Ah, my friend, it's great to see you once again.
Ah, indeed it is, boy. Indeed. You made a hell of a showing last night.
Did I now?
Of course, of
confess,
course.
I don't quite remember.
How could you forget, boy?
Unfortunately for me, I don't have the legendary constitution of a mighty Dowie.
True, Manling, very true. And he kind of slaps his belly a little bit. Beardlings these days. Come, have a drink. And he motions you over to the bar.
Is this a free drink? Question mark? DM?
Are you gonna ask him?
Yes. Amberbelly, you know my situation. Is this drink free?
Have a seat, Manling. Drinks on the house.
Best bar in the empire. And
Indeed. And he's pouring a pint, and he slams it down. You've been taking good care of Sarah. I appreciate it. Wrens these days.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping her employed. She's a miracle worker.
Indeed.
Can heal, can serve, kind.
Quite a catch, if I do say so. And he kind of nudges you a little bit. A little hard. It's hard. He's strong. Nudges you a little bit with his elbow.
Yes, and when I'm drinking the ale, is it better tasting than it was before?
It is. This is the classic Thaggy ale that you should have tasted when you originally came here. It is delicious. It is the best you've ever had. It's very thick. It is refreshing. It doesn't taste like watered down piss. There's a lot of positives to this. And of course, breakfast beer is the best beer. So you're just getting you a good belch in. I'm not going to make you roll
Good start of the day.
Roll a test yet, but you know, if you have a couple more, who knows? It's delicious though, and you're drinking it. And and then Thordoom makes eye contact with you, and he gets a little serious. Marius. And he's just staring at you, almost like looking through your soul.
Yes, my friend.
He says, "How about you, boy?" And he slams his right arm onto the bar in front of you, the elbow, with the hand up, ready for a grasp.
All right. I oblige.
Okay.
Oblige.
You lock hands with him?
I do.
As you lock hands, he goes, "Aye, manling, I will not be beaten again." And you are now locked into an arm wrestling contest with Thordoom Amberbelly.
All right.
All right. So this is going to be a opposed strength checks.
Okay.
Okay. No terms have been met, but we'll see how this goes. Amberbelly's he's grabbing you real firm. I tell you what, Marius, you win this time, I got something special for you. You lose, you owe me one.
Very well.
And he looks really serious now, and he's focused.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll me a strength check.
All right. That is going to be an 8 out of 55.
Holy shit. So for the first part of this challenge, he's grasping you, and he's got a firm grip, very firm. And you flex and just, and it starts peeling back. And he gets about halfway down. And he's, "Hi, Madeleine!" And then make me another strength check now, as he's trying to stop you from immediately pounding his fist into the floor, or into the table.
Okay.
I guess bar. I said table. Bar. Did you make it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was making the strength check.
No. Well, make another one. You won the first one.
Okay. I'll roll one more time. That is going to be 39 out of 55.
How many levels is that?
That's technically like more than one.
Okay.
It's like 1.5.
Okay. So you feel resistance this time. You're getting close to pinning the arm down, and he powers and then shifts you back to the center.
Oh no!
Yeah, and so you're locked in. You're both tense. You gonna talk any trash to him?
I might say something to the effect of, "Well, I probably wouldn't know that many other species." I was gonna make something. Yeah, never mind.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll probably just kind of chuckle at him, just kind of laughing at the whole situation of it, the excitement of it. So,
you ain't got time to laugh, boy! And make another check for me.
All right, that's gonna be 14 out of 55.
Okay, you see him, and then you shift it back to where it was, where he's almost pinned again. And yeah, all right. And his arms peeled back, and you see him struggling. Make one more check for me.
Okay, let's do this. That is going to be a 44 out of 55.
Ooh, is that 44? That's a critical.
Yeah.
Oh man, so you see, he gets like a second wind. And he just takes in a deep breath, and he actually grabs a hold of the mug of ale that he poured for himself, and he's drinking while he's while you're locked in the arms here. He's like, oh, and he's like trying to, and then it starts moving back towards the center, and you're, and then suddenly just this wave of just strength boils out from inside of you, Marius, and you, and then just crash into the bar top, and it almost splinters from the impact. And you hear him, oh! And the beer falls out of his hand. He falls off of the stool and just, oh! And rolls onto the ground behind the bar with the force of the impact. What would you like to do? He's just laying on the ground now at this point.
So, Marius kind of shoots his arms up in victory really quick, but then realizes that everybody's on the floor, and then tries to hop over the bar there to help him out.
Oh,
like lift him up, lift him up, off the ground.
Yeah, and as you go to help him, oh, I never thought I'd see the day. Defeated by a mere manling. And he'll take your hand. You pull him up.
Yeah.
You know, he's only like 5 feet tall. So you definitely stand over him. Well, Wolf, a deal's a deal. And he motions for you to have a seat at the bar again. And he walks to the pantry. Says, "Well, Wolf, I've been meaning to, possibly add this to the menu, though I doubt anyone could stomach it, outside of perhaps you, maybe Mr. McCready." And you hear he's calling out from the back. You don't actually see him. You hear some thumping and some stuff crashing around. And then he comes out, and he's got a small, like a mini cask, like a tiny keg. Of something, and he's holding it like in reverence, almost like this is like sacred. He's approaching the bar. He gets back up onto his stool where you're sitting now, and he places it in front of you. This, my boy, this is beer.
Marius's eyes kind of widen in anticipation.
And he just
shall we have some now, Amber Belly?
And he just looks at you, and he's salivating. There's like drool starting to drip down his beard with all the interlocking braids and everything. Ah, Manling, you have no idea. And then he there's like a little spigot on the side. He cracks it, and without spilling a single drop, he fills up your mug first. And then he fills up one for himself. He puts it in front of you.
I raise my glass to him.
Hey,
to the finest establishment in the Empire, and to my good friend Amberbelly, and try to clink his glass there.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, Wolf!" And he smacks the glasses together. But even though normally he's out of control, he's very, very careful not to spill any. He brings it to his lips and begins drinking.
I do the same.
You do the same.
Correct.
How quickly do you drink this?
I'm gonna try to savor this if he's has such reverence for it.
Now, even though he's reverent, he is glugging it. You can see that he's just chugging it down.
Well, then I'll try to follow suit with Amber Belly if I can.
Okay. Holy shit. I need you to make me a endurance test. At severe disadvantage. Let me see. I need to add it up and see what it is real quick. Let's see here. This is going to be a consume alcohol, not a...
consume alcohol. Okay.
Yeah, consume alcohol. At minus 30.
Oh, Jesus. All right, let's see here. Oh, it's not gonna be good. So with the minus 30, that would put me at 14 to consume alcohol, and I roll a 38.
Do you want to roll again?
38. Sure, why not? We'll go one more time. One more time.
Okay.
That one's a 5.
Okay. So, the beer this is the best beer you've ever had. And you feel a extreme warmth. And immediately you can feel the first stages of just being completely drunk. Immediately, as soon as you gulp down your first little gulp.
Oh gosh.
It is beyond potent alcohol level. It's you don't even know how the hell Amber Belly is just stomaching all of this at once. You've seen him drink before, but this is like something on another degree, even just this one beer. And he's and as you take it, I need you to roll me a d10.
Okay.
1d10.
All right. That would be a 6.
A 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You feel yourself get woozy. You're not drunk.
Okay.
But you get the idea that you're not steady on your feet right now.
Sure.
And if you were in combat, you would not be able to attack or move in the same round.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Okay, just as a note. As a note.
Yeah.
You consumed the equivalent of 4 beers at once.
In one gulp?
That's what this one beer is. And Amber Belly slams.
Okay.
He slams the cup or the tankard down on the bar, and he's looking for you to do the same. Come on, Wolf! Come on!
The same. Slam it down.
And you like wipe some froth off your face. Ugh.
Yeah.
You're already feeling
like
it.
A little lightheaded.
Mm-hmm. And
yeah, just kind of woozy, kind of go back and forth.
He spins the keg towards you, the little mini keg, and now that you can read in Reichspiel, which is odd, it says Bugman's Finest.
Oh.
And then underneath it, there are dwarven runes, or what would be Cosley, their language, written underneath it.
Yeah.
And you feel like after drinking this, you have just a severe warmth to you. And Thordoom is kind of an imposing guy. He's beefy, and he's might be a little unstable. I mean, you've seen him almost kill people regularly in the tavern.
True.
But you feel absolutely no fear right now.
Oh shit!
You get the idea that if you drink this, you will be completely immune to fear effects. Oh
gosh.
Roll a d10 for me.
All right. 10.
For 10 hours, you are immune to fear.
Oh shit!
You
Am
also
I drunk the entire time?
You are not drunk the entire time. Just briefly.
Okay, thank God.
Just briefly. It's not. Yeah, you're not gonna be drunk the whole time, but it instills in you an immunity like to fear. It does that as well.
Nice.
As it also nourishes your body. This one beer, you feel like you just had an entire meal. You are full, and you get the idea that in a pinch, you could probably live off of drinking this.
Nice.
And he slides the keg over to you. I've never met a better man, Marius. Never. In all my years. And he grasps you across the shoulder.
It means a lot, Amber Belly. Thank you.
And he says, he treat Sarah well.
Of course. Side note, this This ale, this beer is incredible. I've never had anything like it.
Well, I wouldn't suspect you would, Manling. Wouldn't suspect you would. And he's getting really excited. Bugman's finest. I never thought I'd share a glass with a man, but here, and he pours another.
No, I put my hands up and kind of wave him away. I'm better. You did say I was the finest man you ever met, but I'm still just a man. I'm not a dowie like you. I can't.
And he will, you know, and he, true, very true. And he starts guzzling it again in front of you. He says, "Well, Wolf, you best get that from my sight if you wish to keep it any longer." And you can see like his eyes are starting to get a little like he might snatch that from you at any moment.
Is it DM question? Is it
Yes.
small enough for me to like carry on my person?
So it's like a mini cask. You could probably fit it in like your rucksack.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, I'm assuming, you know, it's not small enough to like dangle off of your hip, but
Yeah.
you don't. I mean, you're not an expert in all things beer, but you're going to have essentially 10 uses out of this keg. So you have enough for 10 imbibements. Do with as you will.
All right.
Yes. So it makes you immune to fear. It counts as 4 things of alcohol, so you may or may not get immediately smashed whenever you drink it.
Yeah.
And all the effects that come with that. So there you go. So he pushes it to you, and then he, as you kind of tuck it into your rucksack, he looks back at you. There was a fella in here asking about you earlier. Said he was working for that blasted halfling, Brandyfoot. Said he had a job for you. Probably needs you to show you how to be a proper miner.
Thank you so much, friend. I will be off at once. Thanks again for this wonderful gift. I'll see you later. And I start to kind of hurry out the door towards the mine.
And he just picks up a glass and starts shining it again as you exit the thaggy. And as soon as you exit the thaggy, you begin making your way towards the mine, I'm assuming? Yes. Okay. So you make it to the central thoroughway, the main the only main road in Sealburg that leads to the town center, the circuit, where all the more important buildings are. The Temple of Sigmar, the Governor's Mansion, places like that are all here towards the center of town. In the town square, there are actually stalls set up that as you make it to there's stalls set up. People are selling food. There seems to be it's nothing like the air that was put on during the Beastmen attack whenever the town was being sieged. There are a lot of new faces, a lot of new people here. A couple older people as well. There's small children running around, playing, and whatnot. And as you make it into the town center, you notice a figure hurriedly walking in your direction. A tall figure, which you recognize immediately. Jet black hair, he's got a crossbow slung over his shoulder. Mr. Seamus, you've made it back to town without having to chase anyone, though apparently Angelica was unable to be found. She gave you the slip as it was.
Oh, shifty that one.
So you lock eyes with Marius.
Marius, my brother, what have you been up to?
Seamus, my friend. Same old. Just trying to secure my life in this town, trying to better myself, get some more money. I kind of show him like jingle my coin purse.
Yes, your
You
very
could hear,
diminished coin purse.
Yeah, you can hear the coin basically just slapping its leather, just like there's hardly any other coins in there. It's been a rough half of the year here. I'm not gonna lie, I start laughing. It's a little bit rough. Have you fared any better?
Just a little bit. Not a whole lot better. But our fortunes might be changing. I got a job offer for us. If you're interested.
Of course. I just actually heard word that Brandyfoot was interested in talking to me. Is this the same for you?
I got the same word. They was wanted to talking to me.
Fantastic. Shall we go together?
I bet your ass we go together.
And so we can start making our way, I guess.
Okay, making your way towards the mine. So you're pushing your way through the center of town. There's the smell of cooking meats, and it's about lunchtime at this point. You wasted most of your morning, Marius. Oh, you didn't waste most of it. You had fun doing certain things. A lot of time was spent in your room, though. So you did not get here much earlier. Same with you, Mr. Seamus. You spent some time chasing after Angelica for some God knows reason. But Marius, you would also notice peeking out from under his leather jerkin is some very fine, well-crafted, older chainmail peeking out from under his shirt. You would at least see it.
As we're walking, I kind of go, I see the glint of the chainmail. What's all this, didn't Seamus? Are you a knight now?
Well, far from it, mate. It's just something I picked up at the old stomping grounds. Maybe I'll take you out there and we can fix it up one day. Give you some money.
Sounds good. I'm always looking for a job.
Indeed, you should be. Indeed, you should be. So, I'm assuming you're still continuing towards the mine.
Yes.
Yeah. You start carving a path through, and there's a little bit of a crowd at a certain stand selling like baked meats and baked pies, and there's vegetables for sale. Despite 6 months have passed, and it is actually fall at this point. So you're getting the idea that maybe some of this food is imported. Now that Sealburg has its walls intact and seems to have more funding, that you're seeing a different assortment of food than you would have in the past. It's not the same just bland bread and cheese that you may have been used to originally. There's lots of things on sale. The weather is starting to take a turn. Actually, it's starting to get a little cloudy. You see a lot of the people are putting up like makeshift tents as you're walking through for people to stand under while they eat their meals. You see a fair few number of these people are actually miners. You see not picks over their shoulder, but the helmets and just the style of clothing and like the dirty attire that they're wearing identifies them as miners, probably on their lunch break or something of that sort, something similar, their end of their shift perhaps. Everybody's out there getting food. Do either of you want to stop for something to eat, or are you just going to push on through straight to the mine?
I'd probably push on through.
Okay. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Marius has no money, so.
And I just had the
yeah, you are full.
The ale, I feel. Yeah.
You're full. Seamus, you're getting a little. You're not hangry. But there's a little twinge of maybe I should eat something. Though I would assume that you had a breakfast of sorts. So
yes,
you're probably fine. You guys go make a beeline towards the mine. It is the easiest structure to pick out. Seamus, you did go into the mine recently, so you know your way about. And Marius, you've been going here for a while, though you haven't gone very deep. You go here essentially to report back to Brandyfoot and show him your findings. So you make it to the almost the entrance to the mine, and it's massive. The doors are 30 feet tall. The entrance is about 25 feet wide, and there are just these two massive stone doors that should be there. One of them looks like it fell in at some point. The other one is still standing tall. It obviously was broken. You don't see any hinges. It is flush with the wall, the door that is still there, though it is obvious that it's a door from the unnatural carving and the kind of working that has gone into it. And it looks very dwarfish in make, is the best way to describe it. The more time you guys spent in town, especially around Thordoom and whatnot, you would kind of get an idea of the Dawi aesthetic. So you can definitely at least picture that. And you being able to read and write, Marius would recognize that there has been some signs posted, essentially that says Sealberg Mining Company, property of, things of that sort, denoting it as this is an official purchase of the Sealberg Mining Company, which owns the town. You make it to the entrance, which is not very far from the center of town. You're probably, I'd say probably about 300-400 feet from the town square. This is the base, or not the base. This is, you basically made it to a cliff face that goes just up. And the mountains are very tall here. Not as tall as the World's Edge Mountains, but the Gray Mountains are nothing to scoff at. They're pretty tall as well. And you can't see the top, especially through the cloud cover. So it's a very tall mountain. But the entrance carves straight through. I'm assuming you guys just enter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, now as soon as you guys push through, you'll notice that there are tracks, which go the majority of the cobbled street that you've been using. You will have remembered that from your previous adventure. There is a cobblestoned path street that leads directly from the mining entrance all the way to almost the front gate of Sealberg. It gets steadily more maintained and in better use the closer you get to the mine. So you will notice that that is very much intact, especially as you get into the mine itself. Now, the actual lighting inside the mine, because it is pitch black, with the exception of about every 30 feet or so, there are sconces that have been set up, kind of like made of iron, possibly some kind of metal, that have torch lights in them, about every 30 feet or so. The entrance and the tunnel, that as far as you can see, is just as wide and as tall, though you can't see the roof because it's just that far up. You assume it's as tall. Going forward, it is just a massive structure that has been carved into this mountain. And this not being your first time through, it's still, the sheer enormity of it is inspiring. It's just mind-boggling how large. You've never been in a structure this big before, that it was made by mortal hands. As you're walking through, it's just an awe-inspiring sight almost. So you make it further in, and you know where Brandyfoot's office is, Marius, so you're kind of starting to head in that direction. The sconces kind of lighting your path, and you know further in, fairly deep into the mine, probably 500-600 feet into the mine, there is a tunnel off to the right that would lead you to Brandyfoot's makeshift office, or whatever he repurposed this part of the mine for. Now, before you get there, on your left, you hear clunk, clunk, clunk. And there are some abandoned mining carts of like very big size, massive size, that obviously were from the original owners of the mine, the original creators. And then there are smaller ones that have been retrofitted to sit on the tracks that are kind of in the way that you kind of have to push around. But the sound is coming off to the left, halfway there. And there's a dim light kind of showing down this tunnel. And Seamus, you would know that this is definitely the forge of Mr. Glasner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, someone is obviously working the forge. You both hear the metal clinking together. Are you going to keep pushing forward, or are you going to stop at the smithy?
I will keep pushing forward unless Marius chooses not to.
And Marius, this would be a common sight to you. You've seen you've actually probably talked to Hugo once or twice, though you haven't actually spoken to him since you rescued his wife and his daughter.
Mm-hmm. While it is super tempting to go talk to him, I would think Marius, with the allure of a job, would probably be more focused on going towards the job rather than...
He's just like Terminator focused.
Well, he's just excited. He's just excited.
He's just excited.
The prospect of about getting a possibly a better paying job or a a contract of some sort. Yeah.
Okay, so you push on past. You just rhythmically hear the tapping in the distance as you keep going. You make it further down the mine, and then you just hear this boom! This massive, the walls shake and shimmer. I need both of you to make cool tests.
Okay. Do I have to make a cool test with my beer?
Yes, you still do.
Okay.
You know what? No, you don't. You're immune to fear.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, you don't. You completely hold your cool. Now, Seamus, on the other hand, let's see.
Critical failure.
Yes!
66.
Do you want to re-roll it?
No.
Yes, I will burn that point to re-roll.
Yes, re-roll that.
Oh, it's still a failure, but it's not critical. I got a 53.
53. Okay. So you are disturbed. Like you don't spend a lot of time underground. And as a matter of fact, most men of the Empire don't spend any time underground. It's unnerving to begin with. Marius appears to have an affinity for it. You're not sure what the hell's overcome him. He's just stoic. He almost doesn't even flinch at the rocking back and forth. It's almost unnaturally so. And he just kind of keeps his footing. You, on the other hand, lose your footing, and you kind of fall just onto your ass. And this whole experience is a little frightening. And you now have a fear condition of whatever the hell made that noise. Now you can,
all right,
because we're not in combat, you can use a resolve point if you want to just put power through this.
Yeah, let's power through it.
Okay, yeah. So you burn a resolve point. You find this inner strength, and you just kind of take a gulp. And after seeing Marius, you don't want to seem like, I mean, come on. This man's holding it together. Surely you can, especially as tough as you are. And yeah, exactly. You fortify yourself and stand back up. What would you guys like to do?
Did it seem like a blasting charge?
To you, Marius, with having your expertise in explosives, you know what? Make me a trade explosives roll.
Okay. Let's real quick. Okay. That's a 15 out of 42.
Okay, yeah. Ooh. So you definitely, for a fact that they do not use explosives in this part of the mine, but that definitely was an explosion. Okay. It was a detonation. It's it's too close to the entrance, and the actual blasting is much deeper into the mine. So this would definitely set you off as to this. Something is not right.
Okay, I'll look to Seamus. Like, something's wrong, friend. there shouldn't be an explosion that close to the entrance. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's not something that should have happened. Do we notice any other kind of like miners like panicking or looking around?
There's currently there's a few miners that looks like they may have been getting off shift and were leaving, and they are panicked, all of them. They're extremely frightened, and they're just kind of don't know what to do. They're just kind of standing there. They don't know if they should run or if they should try to find out what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Seamus, there could be men in trouble. We should go take a look.
All right, well, I'll go after you. You know this place better than I do.
All right, and I'll start trying to head towards the explosion area.
Okay, so you start making your way further into the mine, and there's almost like a cloud of debris, of just like dust that is wafting towards you. You both have to shield your eyes. I need you guys both to make endurance tests.
All right. I rolled a
31.
39. Okay. I rolled a 39 out of 54.
Okay, did you pass as well, Seamus?
Yeah, I got a 31.
Okay. All right, so you
Yeah,
guys both...
His pretty impressive. I'm
Yeah.
assuming his endurance is really, really good.
Yeah, exactly, I'm sure. So you both shield your eyes with ease. You're not blinded by this cloud that brushes past you. You cover your eyes and you keep pushing through, and you hear screaming. You can hear men, ah! Ah! And you hear the clinking of metal on metal. It's very distinctive. Both of you roll me perception checks real quick.
Okay. Oh boy. I rolled a 100.
Yes, critical failure. Got it. How about you, Seamus?
The best critical failure.
I got a 5.
A 5. Okay.
A 5.
So Marius, you you managed to cover your eyes and not have anything happen to you. To not go blind, but some of the debris must have clogged your ears. It just got in there. And you are currently suffering from a deafened condition.
Oh.
So you are currently
Can I
deaf.
resolve it?
It's a critical failure.
Here, you said it was conditions. That's why I asked.
It is a condition. Yeah, you could use a point of resolve to power through.
Okay, I would
So
like
you
to use my
feel-
resolve point.
Yeah, you bastard.
Yeah.
So the ears clog, and you lose yourself for a moment because suddenly you just can't hear, and you're having a hard time seeing, and you kind of shake your head back and forth, and you must have unclogged what was stuck in there. And so you're back to your senses, but you have no idea where the hell you're at. You do see Seamus is still in front of you. You can still kind of see him. And he's got a clear idea through sound, not through eyesight, because it's kind of obscured in here. Almost like a thick haze at this point. Seamus, you can hear the clinking on clinking, and it doesn't sound natural. In fact, it sounds like something you... may or may not have experienced a few months back. There's definitely fighting happening down this tunnel. It sounds, the screams don't sound necessarily as just someone writhing in pain. It sounds like someone desperate and attempting to either flee or fight for their life.
All right, I will ready my crossbow and tell Marius to ready his pickaxe. Or whatever weapon he has now.
Okay. And what do you guys do? Are you going to just charge in?
I'm not going to charge in. I guess I'll walk at like a normal speed.
Okay. How about you, Marius? You just walk in with him, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'll probably, if I could, probably try to, like, I don't know if kind of a stealth roll kind of going low, not like trying to go slow, but trying to keep a little bit lower than I normally would, just like standing tall, if that makes sense.
All right. Go ahead, and you don't have any abilities that have to do with being underground stealth, do you?
Let me check. I don't think I do.
How about you, Seamus?
No, I do not.
No.
Okay, so both of you, if you're going with him, Seamus, just go ahead and make me stealth rolls.
Okay.
Ooh, damn.
I got a 21 out of 26.
Okay, that's good. All right. What about you, Seamus?
A 38, so 1 degree of failure.
Would you like to add a fortune point to make it a success?
Sure, we'll go. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So you both succeed, barely. You barely succeed. You think, Marius and Seamus both, you think that you are obscured by the smoke. And Marius, you being very familiar with mines and just kind of the area that you're in, though you're not a miner, you're just familiar with the work. You motion for Seamus to kind of hunch down next to you, and you guys think that you're stealth. Now, you are moving at a stealthed pace. So as you're moving forward, Seamus, you being a very perceptive individual, keeping your ears attentive, as you're getting closer and closer, you hear and you're starting to hear, and suddenly there's not any more loud cries, but there's still people moaning and things of that sort. Are you guys still continuing forward?
Yes, I'm trying to see if I can see anyone or see a shape or anything.
Okay, go ahead and make me another perception test then.
Okay. A little better, 27 out of 30.
Okay, all right. So that's just barely a pass. Seamus, you won't need to re-roll. You're good. So you guys get further into the mine, and you almost get to where you think the noise is coming from. It's off to a tunnel to the right. This is much further past Brandyfoot's offshoot that you know of. So you're further into the mine, though you do know that there shouldn't have been any explosions or anything that happened here. You can see there's debris that is spilled out into the main tunnel. As you kind of clamber over it, you can just hear the whimpering of men just, and with your successful test, you kind of wipe your eyes and you get a decent view as to the scene before you, Marius. You see it looks like there has been a massive cave-in. Just the offshoot tunnels are not nearly as tall or as wide as the main tunnel. They're about 10 to 15 feet wide and about the same length tall, depending on which tunnel you go down. So they're decent. They're decently tall, but nothing impressive. And matter of fact, they all have been hewn by human hands. You can definitely tell that these are additions that the mining company has made. They don't look like original tunnels. And you can tell that there's just been like all the support beams have just fallen, and there's rubble all over the place, and you can see the bodies of several miners, three miners laying on the ground, just motionless. Further in, you can see there's one person that looks like they're kind of leaning against the wall, clutching their head, and there's blood trickling down their head. And there's another person that you see on the ground, flailing their arms around, and there's a massive support beam just laying across them. And that's all you can see.
Okay. I don't see okay, I don't see anything else. Is the person with the support beam on them closer to me, or is the
No,
person standing
they're
up?
towards where the actual cave-in was. It looks like they barely escaped whatever happened, and they are currently being crushed.
Okay. I will probably break my stealth if I don't see anything else. Marius didn't see anything else. He would probably break his stealth and try to help the person who was underneath the beam there.
Okay.
Try to lift it up if I can.
Yeah, you stand up and you rush to the beam that's down on top of this man. Seamus, you see Marius bolt upright and just make a beeline for the man that you can hear whimpering. You have excellent vision in general, so you even though it's almost no light down here, there is it looks like some of the sconces have survived, so they're still lit, though there's still a thick cloud of dust and debris that's just kind of settling. So you're not, it's obscured, but not so much that you can't make out what's happening. So you see everything that's unfolding, Seamus. You see Marius run over there. Is there anything you are going to do?
Yeah, if I can assist him on that beam.
Okay, so you just run after him as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys rush past the 3 bodies that are just laying there. And you make it over to the beam that's apparently crushing this man. Marius, you dig your hands underneath, and then shortly, like maybe a few seconds afterwards, you feel Seamus over to your right on the other side of the man, and you both reach up under this beam. This beam. Go ahead and both of you. So here's how we can do this. Either one of you can make a strength check with assistance, or you both can make strength checks to attempt to lift this beam.
Probably with assistance.
Okay, so Marius, you can add 10 to your strength.
Okay.
And go ahead and make me a roll.
Okay. That would be 26 out of 65.
Okay. How many degrees is that? Is that 4?
Almost out of 65, almost 4.
Almost 4?
Not quite technically 4. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say 3. You you and Seamus both get under there, and you're hoisting with all of your might. And I mean, you're strong. You're Marius Wolf. Seamus, you're not nothing to snuff at either. I mean, you're a big guy, and you both start lifting, and this thing is barely moving. It's just, and it's barely lifting. I need both of you. I need you. Well, I need you, Marius. So you got, okay, here's how we can do this. You can either both make me an endurance test, or one of you can make the endurance test with a +10.
Okay. I'm assuming I'd probably assist Seamus.
Okay. So,
I'm at 54 endurance, so I'm not bad at it. So, but
well
he's
then
probably
Seamus,
better.
make me an endurance test with +10.
All right. All right. So that is going to be a 48. So that is just barely under the bar.
Okay.
How to fit.
You get the idea, Seamus. As you're clutching up, you both only have the stamina to attempt to lift this thing one more time.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, Marius, you're going to be making the final check to see if you don't get this man crushed under this beam.
Yeah, I'm going to try. Try one more time.
Okay, go ahead and make another strength roll. You're still holding it, and all the effort you've put into it is still there. So you have 3 success levels. You need more to be able to lift this thing.
Need more success levels. Okay. All right, here we go. That is a 15 out of 65.
Oh, okay. So that's 4 levels?
5.
That's 5. Yeah,
5.
you're right. 5 levels. 5 levels
Yep.
of success. So with you feel Seamus over there, and you can feel that even yourself, like you're starting to lose your grip. You don't know how much more you have left, and then both of you in tandem just make one more move, one more push to try to lift this beam, and this beam supports this rather thick part of the roof, and it's easily probably 500 pounds or more, maybe 600 pounds. It's huge. It's a huge, giant beam, and you both feel it start to move up inch by inch by inch, and you look down, Seamus, and the man is free, but he's not moving. It appears that his legs have been damaged badly, and he's just laying there screaming like, "Oh God, oh Sigma!" And he's calling out. And luckily for both of you, the miner that you kind of rushed past, that was clutching his head bleeding, notices that you guys are moving the beam, and he, to the best of his abilities, rushes over, grabs the man by both his hands, and just tugs him out from underneath. And he is free before your grip falters and you drop the beam without crushing him any more than he already has been.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a success in saving the miner. You pull him out, and his legs are destroyed. It's pretty bad. It's really bad. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, I will probably check on the other people.
Okay. Go ahead. You know what? Make me a perception test. And now that things have kind of settled down, the fog in the area is starting to settle. All like dust and silt is starting to kind of settle down even more than it was before. So it'll just be a normal test. So plus 20.
All right. I got an 11.
Oh, that's a critical success. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you go to check on to the 3 other men that are just motionless. You get over there. These were definitely miners. There's kind of stuff strewn about them. They're all very much still. The first one you come up to, he's obviously dead. His head's been caved in. There's a huge rock where his head should be. You move on to the next one. This one looks a little different. There's scrapes across his body. There's not a whole lot of blood, but you get the idea that he's also dead. And then the third one, which is further towards the entrance. This one's unusual. He's laying on his stomach as if he was running away. There doesn't appear to be any damage to him that you can see. So you move to flip him over, just, your intuition possibly guiding you. And with your critical success, you see that he has cuts. It looks like very shallow cuts. One across his cheek and 2 or 3 across his forearm, on his left forearm. And you look closer, and there's like a blackened tinge around the wounds. It looks unnatural.
Is Marius close enough for me to yell out to him?
Yeah, he's not very far. Probably about 30, 40 feet down the mine. And sound carries very well in the mine.
I will call him over to look at the wounds on this fellow.
Okay. So, Marius, you drop the pillar, and I'm assuming maybe you might have been probably helping the wounded man kind of drag over his friend over to the wall. Then you hear Seamus call you over.
I'll kind of leave them for just a second and kind of rush over to where Seamus is currently at.
Okay. So you make it over to where Seamus is, and he points out the wounds and the odd discoloration.
Can I question?
Yes.
Would Marius be familiar with either poisons as far as like man-made poisons or natural poisons from beasts or anything like that?
Let's find out. Let's make an intelligence test.
All right. Let me see here. It's intelligence. All right, here we go. Oh, that's not gonna be very good. That's 64 out of 36. So
yes. Do you
3
want to
degrees of
roll
failure.
that?
Yeah. Probably not. Probably not gonna re-roll that. Just try to probably take it up to the fact that he would just be like, I have no idea what it is. You know? Seamus, I'm not aware of what these are. I can tell these are cuts, but I've seen black marks like this before. Would I at least know they're not natural?
With him pointing it out, because he knows, yeah, he would tell you that it's not normal.
Yeah. Okay. Give me one
I wonder
second, Seamus.
if Father Lichter would know what these are.
Possibly. Give me 1 second. I want to go talk to those men real quick. Didn't get a chance to ask what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of rush back over to those men, and how are they looking?
So the one on the ground, he stopped. He's still whimpering. His legs are a mess. It looks pretty bad. The other miner looks like he's tried to bandage his legs as best he can with like what he has on him, which isn't much. He's resulted to tearing pieces of his shirt off and kind of trying to bind the man's legs. It's not a pretty sight, and it doesn't look like he's skilled in any healing arts himself. So it's very crude and not very effective. He's screaming the whole time, and you notice that the man he's still clutching his head, and he kind of you can see him stumbling as he's doing this. He's kind of like going in and out of consciousness. And there's blood trickling from his head.
I try to get him to sit down. Sit down, friend. Sit down.
It doesn't take much. You just kind of just put a hand on him and tell him to sit down, and he just kind of slumps over, and he's holding his head, and he just starts muttering to himself. He's like, I can't. What was he thinking?
Friend, what happened here?
And he looks up at you. He's like, it was Craig. I don't know what happened. It just went off. We're supposed to be blasting today. It just went off.
Was there anyone else here that you did not recognize? Part of your crew.
He just kind of I don't think so. He was new, and he points over into the rubble, and you see just a head sticking out of the rubble. The man's obviously dead. You can see a head. It's attached to a body. It's just buried.
Oh, okay.
So not just like a decapitated head laying there, but there's a head and maybe like an arm kind of sticking out. Do you walk over to it?
Yeah, I kind of walk over.
Okay, you leave them and you look over, and go ahead and make me a perception test at plus 20, because I mean you're close proximity.
Okay, that would be a 38 out of 50. That'd be 50.
Okay, good.
20.
All right, so a pass this time. Thank God. Through all the dust and grime, you don't recognize the man. Now you do, however, just from being around town as long as you have, you know that he is a newer person in town. He's not a local. I'm judging, and essentially he doesn't have the telltale gray eyes that most of the locals do. He's young, probably 16, 17. He's got dirty red hair that's really grimy and just caked with filth. Could be because he was just in a mining explosion of some kind, but you don't know. It might have been like that beforehand. You do notice that there is parts of his hair that are turning a odd gray-white color. And you look at it a little closer. It looks really familiar. Kind of like your hair.
Yeah.
And there's several blisters running down the back of his neck that you can see that don't look like flash burns.
Do I recognize the scarring?
You would recognize this
blisters?
as there is definitely some kind of plague at work. Now you haven't touched him yet.
Yeah. Only because I have the Bugman's drink in me, or
Yes.
not like jumping back in fear.
Yes, exactly.
I do kind of get up and kind of put distance between myself and him.
Okay.
Go back over to the men that are injured.
Mm-hmm.
Friends, I don't think you're gonna make it if we don't do something quick. Seamus, and I'm call out to Seamus.
Mm-hmm.
To get him to come over.
Seamus goes over.
Okay.
All right.
What are you guys planning on doing?
Seamus, my friend, I think we need to get these men back to the front of the mine here, or they won't make it. We have to hurry. I'll take the one with his legs injured.
Okay.
If you could help with the man who's a little bit woozy.
All right. Back to carrying people around, I see.
It's been too long, my friend. And then I scoop up the man with the bad legs.
Yeah. You're not gonna have to make a
Classic
check.
Marius style.
Yeah, classic Marius. Dread Pirate Roberts. You hold him like a damsel in distress.
Roberts.
Yes.
Exactly.
You hold him. You pick him up. Seamus, the man with the head wound, he doesn't need you to pick him up. He's just unsteady on his feet. You just kind of put like an arm around him, guide him over some of the debris, and you guys make it to the entrance where this tunnel meets the main tunnel. And right as you do, you see these two extremely stout, short, stocky figures, crunk, 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 kind of running towards you.
Oh shit. Do we know what they are?
You have no idea. Now some of these sconces, it looks like have gone out around the entrance. So you can't tell in the dim lighting what or who this is. You just hear the clanking of metal running in the direction of the entrance of the mine towards you guys.
Okay.
It sounds distinctly like two sets of feet.
Hello, friend. Who's there? Can I shout out?
Okay. And as soon as you shout that, we are going to end tonight's episode of Rise of the Forsaken. So we're going to leave it on a cliffhanger. I guess we'll find out who or what you just shouted out to in the next episode. Yeah. So there. That was that. What'd you guys think? How'd you feel about the endeavors and all that?
It was cool. I liked it.
I wish I had some explosive arrows.
One can hope. The ground has been set. The seeds have been sown. Perhaps one day they will bear fruit.
People think I'm crazy.
People might think you're a little crazy. You know, I mean, you're an odd individual in town anyway. But regardless, I find it super interesting. You know, that's even a thing. You know, it's part of the rule book. Kind of downtime between adventures to get stuff done without going too crazy about it. So hopefully we didn't glaze over too much that you guys wanted to do or see. But yeah, I felt like the session went pretty good. Nobody died. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Nobody that you directly had any result in dying. Although maybe when you guys decided to stealthily walk up there, they might have died. I don't know.
I know.
Oh man, so many decisions.
Well, better than
Heard the sounds. It's true. Heard the sounds of battle. Perhaps I was scared.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you shouldn't have been scared. You had Bugman's ale in you.
That's true. That's true.
Regardless, it was a good session, guys. So I had fun with you guys. I'm assuming you guys enjoyed the start of our new adventure.
Yeah.
Always.
You have no idea where you're going or what's happening, but we'll get there.
Nope.
We always do. So with that, I'll go ahead and close this out officially. I have been Jumbo Thick. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe to the channel. I need to get better about doing that, promoting myself and whatnot. It helps us out, and it's going to help the game keep going. Showing interest in everything is key to keeping us moving forward. So we do plan on doing this for quite some time. I don't plan on stopping DMing for you guys anytime soon. I'm assuming you guys are good to go in the long run for however long this may last.
Yeah.
I see many adventures to come, and yeah, that's that. So as usual, I've been Jumbo Thick. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in our next episode.